To be honest, sometimes when I see Japan's famous minimalists, I feel a little sad. It's like their rooms are shouting, having less is the only right way to live. Everything looks simple, but also so uniform, kind of restrictive, almost robotic. Don't get me wrong, I totally respect their lifestyle, but I know that kind of lifestyle isn't just for me. And honestly, I don't think that's what Japanese minimalism is really about. In this video, I'm sharing the 10 real rules of Japanese minimalism. Rules I've learned from 10 years of simple living based on chanoyu, tea ceremony. Maybe I'm not completely right, but I believe this can be a small light that guides you to live simply and mindfully. Let's get started. First, not throw away, but choose. Minimalism is often seen as a way of getting rid of things. But what truly transforms your life is what you choose to keep. In the tea room, there's a hanging scroll, flowers, an iron kettle, and tea utensils. They're not chosen randomly. Each of them is carefully chosen to bring joy to the guests. Like host thinks, this flower is the one that best fits our guest. Or, I feel this scroll will bring peace for the guest. That's how a calm and welcoming space is created, through the act of choosing with heart. And the same goes for your own room. You can do the same for yourself. So ask yourself, what kind of things make me feel joy and comfortable? Then choose with care and love. Japanese minimalism isn't how much you can let go, but how mindfully you choose what stays. Second, not perfect beauty, but imperfect beauty. Some minimalists try to build a perfect life, always chasing the newest and most functional things. Yeah, that's one kind of beauty for sure. But I want to share another way to enjoy your life. It's about finding beauty in imperfection. Think about a traditional tea room. Its beauty doesn't come from things being perfect, it comes from things being imperfect. For example, a slightly bent pillar, once broken tea bowl, a wall aged by time. It doesn't look perfect, right? But we find beauty in these changing, imperfect things. If you want to make matcha perfectly, using a blender would be faster and more precise. But the real beauty comes from making it by hand, with all its little imperfections. That's what we call wabi-sabi, the Japanese sense of finding beauty in imperfection. There's also a lovely old word, furubiru. It's written with the characters for old and beautiful. It means that something becomes more beautiful as it grows older. I love this word. The beauty of perfection is nice, but don't you think this kind of imperfect beauty is nice too? Third, not stay the same, but keep changing. I often get comments like, you dress differently now, or you have more stuff than before. Yeah, I know. I guess many people think minimalism isn't something that never changes. Sure, if you lived or trained in a Zen temple, life might stay simple and unchanged. You could live with the same few things, following the same routine every day. But in real life, it doesn't work that way because our life stages change. For example, right now, I live alone. But if I get married someday, the way I live will change. If I ever have kids someday, of course, I'll have more stuff. My lifestyle, your lifestyle change as life flows. And that's totally fine. That doesn't mean you cannot be a minimalist anymore. It just means you'll practice a version of minimalism that fits the stage of your life. Minimalism isn't a destination, it's a journey. We adapt, we evolve, we flow with our environment, constantly exploring what enough means for us right now. Fourth, not remove, but create. When you keep saying, I don't need this, I don't need that, you start to think minimalism is about losing something. But I believe it's really about creating something. Creating what? Yohaku. Yohaku is a Japanese word and it means the intentional space. The quiet gap in our room, in our time, and in our heart. So when you let go of things, you are actually creating yohaku And that's the real beauty of minimalism. Why? Because that space is what brings peace to your heart. In a room with space, there's not so many visual noise, so your mind can relax. Now, let's think about space in time. When you own less, you spend less time cleaning, less time searching, less time maintaining things. That means you're creating time space too. And when you have more time, you naturally feel relaxed inside. So remember, minimalism isn't about losing, removing something. It's about creating yohaku, which brings peace to your heart. Fifth, not hate things, but appreciate them. One big mistake I made in the past was thinking that things are bad. I kept thinking things are unnecessary. And you know what? Before I knew it, that thinking turns into things are evil. Things are evil. I don't recommend thinking that way because your heart starts to dry up. You can't really feel happiness anymore in your minimalist life, really. And what saved me was a beautiful tea philosophy, ichigo ichie. It means there's no such thing as the same encounter twice, so treasure every meeting. And the point is, this encounter doesn't only refer to people, it also applies to things. Some people might think an encounter with things, it's always the same because I use the same things all the time. But no, it's never the same because we're not the same. Our hearts, values, how to see the world change from day by day, right? And things too, very little, but change over time. So even when you look at the same object, it'll never feel exactly the same again. You know what I mean? That's what makes every moment unique. In the tea ceremony, after finishing matcha, there's a moment to quietly admire the tea bowl. It's to honor that one-time encounter, to say thank you. When I learned this, I was like, whoa, this is what I was missing! Since that day, I've started to look at things more gently and carefully to treat each encounter with care. And slowly my once hardened heart started to feel full again. So I hope you too can cherish your things with the spirit of ichigo ichie. Sixth, not uniform, but your own style. When you look at those rooms, you might start to wonder, does minimalism mean giving up your personality? But that's not true. I believe minimalism should make you more unique. As I said before, minimalism means carefully choosing what truly brings you joy. And everyone's taste is different, right? So that's why minimalism should naturally show your individuality. Back in 1587, a famous samurai, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, held a massive tea gathering in Kyoto. Apparently, there were over 800 tea rooms set up. The point is not all the same. Each tea master designed their space based on their own sense of beauty. Some were small and simple, some are bigger and stylish, some were covered in gold, and one was literally just under a red umbrella. What this tea gathering teaches us is simple. It's okay to have your own style of minimalism. Don't copy someone else's uniform version. Find your own style, the one that truly fills you. Seventh, not restriction, but freedom. A Zen monk once said something really powerful. People think owning less means having less freedom. But in truth, it's the opposite. Fewer things don't limit you, they set you free. And I think there are three kinds of freedom behind it. First, physical freedom. When you have less stuff, moving becomes so much easier. For example, after I became a minimalist, I moved from Japan to Canada, then from Canada to the Japanese countryside, and now I live in the island. Yeah, being able to wear what I want, that's real freedom. Next, spatial freedom. With fewer pieces of furniture, your space becomes so much flexible. My room, for example, it can be my dining area, my yoga space, my workplace, and even my little gym. See, minimalism actually gives you freedom. And lastly, mental freedom. This is something that monks said too. Things create chains of attachment. For example, you buy a camera, then you feel like you want to take better videos. So you buy a new lens, then a tripod, a mic, and so on. And before you know it, your stuff just keep multiplying. One desire leads to another. So it means more things you own, the more chains of attachment you create, you end up being controlled by your possessions. That's not freedom, right? So that's why owning less is important. I gotta be careful too. 8th, not mechanical, but natural. Have you ever felt that? Minimalism can feel a bit mechanical, robotic, wearing the same clothes every day, following the same routine, eating the same kind of meals. It looks like living effectively, like a machine. But I believe the true spirit of minimalism is something different. It's about remembering that we are a part of nature. Look at the Japanese tea room. It's built entirely from natural materials, wood, paper, clay, and light filters softly through the window. So you can fully feel the warmth of the nature. When there are fewer things, nature stands out even more. It's true that living efficiency is important, but by having fewer things, we remember the rhythm of nature. That I believe a true essence of minimalism. 9th, not purpose, but path. You know what trap a lot of minimalists fall into? They make getting rid of stuff the main purpose. Have you ever felt that way? Me too. Yeah, I used to be obsessed with throwing things away. Every day, I was looking for something to toss out. Yeah. As a result, my room looked clean and simple, but the joy in my life started to fade away. For example, when I found tea bowls that sparked joy, or a new hobby I wanted to try, I didn't, just because it meant adding more stuff. In short, I made owning less my goal and ended up neglecting that kind of joyful, comfortable life that truly makes me happy. Then one day I realized I started minimalism to be happy, but this is the opposite of happiness. What am I doing? Since then, seeing living comfortably as the goal and owning less as just the path to get there. And that really worked for me. Now I've found my balance between minimalism and joy, living a simple yet fulfilling life. 10th, don't buy, but buy mindfully. A word minimalism can sometimes become a kind of spell, something that binds you instead of freeing you. Let's say one day, you just intuitively feel like playing frisbee golf, but then your mind goes, wait, I'm a minimalist. Buying a frisbee means owning more stuff, right? I don't want to do. So you stop yourself like that. That was exactly me in the past. I let the label of minimalist suppress my excitement feeling. And you know what? All that was left was regret of not trying. Yeah, of course, the label minimalist can help you stop buying unnecessary things. But if it limits what you truly want to do and makes you feel unhappy, then it defeats the whole purpose, right? So since then, I allowed myself to buy things that are used for something my heart truly wants to experience. As a result, I feel so much lighter inside. Even as a minimalist, it's okay to buy things. Don't limit yourself. What matters is buying mindfully. In other words, don't buy things just by reduced stress to impress others, or don't buy just because it's limited, new. But if it's something that truly rises from your heart, then it's okay to buy it. That's not wasteful. That's an act of kindness toward yourself, okay? I hope this video changed the way you see minimalism even a little. Which idea resonated to you the most? My minimalist journey goes on, and you too. Let's enjoy our best minimalist journey together. Have a great day. Bye bye.